Hello. Yes. Yes, it is. Hi, Ben. I've missed you, bud. Hope you're doing okay. Hey, Carrie. Awesome, awesome. Glad to hear it. So, can I share with you guys something that happened in live last night? I mean, if you don't want to hear it, I completely understand. So last night I'm in live, minding my own business, when somebody comes in and goes, I heard your son died. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Really, really interesting. Because they thought they were getting away with something, which I don't. I don't have any kids. I didn't tell him that. Or maybe I did. But it's the idea. I mean, how brave of somebody. What if I did have a kid? They have him come in and say that? That was just wrong. So I did what I do best, and I played him. I had fun. I went into full I put on my costume, or I should say, I let the scribe deal with them for a little bit. And then when I had enough, I messaged Carrie me through, had him reported. I reported him. But I just want to stress to you guys, my other subscribers, that if somebody comes in and they're annoying you, or they say something that just is like, well, dang, That was out of line. You guys absolutely 100% can report people. And after being reported, as Carry Me Through just said, he was hidden from the channel. Now, just because we hide somebody, just because we report somebody, doesn't keep them away. It just maybe delays them a little bit from coming in. I do want to say, so next thing I want to say is I will not be using the fake voice thing for my shorts on the other spooky channel. People noticed it. I have a niece that is on YouTube. And she after reading the last story, I want to share with you what she said. If I can get it to do it. So, at the end of Whose Hands, she said, as usual, great job. I missed your normal voice for our ghoulish friend, though it was so fun. It was the perfect amount of nostalgic camp. Great story. I love this one a lot. Reminds me of the stories the Boneyard Scribe would tell me when I was younger. Yes, even then, I was telling ghost stories. Keep up the great work, and I say tell your stories as a whole part. No need to split. If people want to take a break, they can pause it and come back later. I don't think your videos have been too long at all. Stay spooky, Unk. So, there will be some changes coming, I think. And with that, you guys didn't come here to listen to me go on and on and on and on about stuff. So, my niece is now well into her 30s. So, we are going to get started. Learn to care, Timber Rattlesnake. Crotalus horridius is the name. I'm doing good. This is the scientific name. Also, that's the scientific name. I so badly want to say keep my channel free of stupidity, but I can't do that. Okay. Anyway, this is Abhai. I don't know if that's coming out of respect, but I'm not a grandpa. I prefer not yet, but I do have news. I'm glad you brought that up, Ben. We are sitting at 1,554 subscribers. And we are at 2,619 public watch hours, and we need 3,000 to get monetized. Perhaps, anyway. We need something like 430 more public watch hours. So I'm going to be doing another check on my how long we have to go, but let's get back to the stuff. This is the Natureverse 4.7. I am your host, the Nature Guy X46. Or I said that wrong. That's okay. I love all things found in nature, from the tiniest of animals, my collection, the tiniest of animals to the tallest trees on earth. Today we are talking about the timber rattlesnake. So our animal for this live, as I've already mentioned, is the timber rattlesnake. It is a native rattlesnake to my state and 30 other states here in the United States. Now, this is a rarity that we talk about something that are not listed as endangered on the IUCN website. On the IUCN website, this is an animal of least concern. So, but it is definitely not completely a species of least concern, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, so stick around for that. While some of you undoubtedly will say, but it's a venomous snake, so who cares if it's endangered or not? I'm here to tell you that it is important. Imagine what the rodent population would be if we did not have predators who are out there eating them. You, depending upon where you live, might know when I don't say that about poor snakes. I love snakes. You might know this animal, depending upon where you live, as a canebrake rattlesnake. Snakes, oftentimes, all animals have different names, different common names. king cobra. One cool really thing about venomous snakes is that even though a snake might have hemotoxin venom, it can also have different venoms based on locality. So it might have neurotoxic venom, but it could also have a little bit of cytotoxic venom. Neurotoxic venom meaning that it affects the nerves, and cytotoxin meaning it attacks cells. This snake's venom is dangerous to humans. Its bite is a medical emergency, and it doesn't matter if it's you or a pet. If you get bit by the snake, it is a medical emergency. You need to go to the hospital. These snakes can reach 5 feet in length, but there are reports of them getting up to 7 feet or 2 meters in size. They can live in a mix of habitat from wetlands all the way up to mountainous areas. They can feed on mice, shrews, chipmunks, which, for those of you who do not live in the United States, chipmunks are a ground squirrel. That's very cool, Ben. They are oftentimes found in woodlands. So around a lot of trees. That is why. It's not much of a beard, trust me. Yeah, we get they actually camouflage pretty well. Hi, I don't know why we're writing backwards. Reem, Serene, Ali, Poor. Don't spam my channel, hi. I've already said hello to you. Kelly Davis, and they're probably timber rattlers. You're probably safe. It's safe to go camping. Whoa, that's a mistake. So they will feed on birds, small mammals, lizards, and amphibians. Like old pit vipers, the timber rattlesnake is an ambush predator. Oh no, they're not venomous. They're not poisonous, they're venomous. And their bite is medically significant. So if you do take a bite, or if your pet takes a bite, get to a hospital immediately. Now, that being said, these snakes tend to be shy. They tend to be secretive. Bites are rare. Give them space. Don't try to pick them up. Don't try to move them. Keep your distance. Now, these guys do hibernate. Now, what does that look like for timber rattlesnakes? They're going to find a place to den up. They're going to be denning up with Copperheads, which is another venomous snake here in the United States. They may den up with rat snakes, which are not poisonous. Another really cool thing about timber rattlesnakes is they don't lay eggs. These guys give live birth, and they can have up to 13 pups or 13 babies. Now we get to the point of the video where we talk about status. Now, on the IUCN Red List, they are listed as least concern. That title of least concern usually means that they are not in danger of being extinct. Not 13 babies all at once, but from one mom, however long it takes her to give birth. But yes. So this snake is endangered in 12 of the 30 states that they are found in. They are locally extinct in Maine, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Ontario. Sadly, the population trend for this snake is for further decreases. Now, there are 71 zoos in the United States that house this species, as well as one in Canada. Good night, Ben. Thanks for coming. Zoos that house these animals include the Denver, Dallas, Atlanta, the Maryland Zoo, and Memphis, along with a whole mess of other zoos. Why is this snake endangered? Well, people. They are threatened from development, agriculture, and human encroachment. They are killed in organized snake hunts, killing out of fear or misunderstanding, being hit by vehicles, illegal collecting, a snake fungal disease, among other things. Now, this is not a snake that if you live in a big city, chances are you're not going to see this snake. But if you live possibly out in the country, if you live in an area where maybe your house is surrounded by a forest, you might have these snakes. Ways to avoid getting bit. I've already talked about 2 of them. Don't pick them up. Don't kick them. Don't step on them. If you see one, let's see, I'm curious. In case you're wondering, I am a naturalist, but I'm also not, I don't know everything. So, some things to keep in mind. if you come across a 6-foot snake, they can strike out 3 feet from where they're sitting. So if you're 2 feet away from that snake, you're going to get bit. Really good idea? Be 10 feet away from that snake. If it's bigger than 6 feet, of course, you need to back further up. But a good rule of thumb is that these snakes can strike between 1/3 to 1/2 of its body length. So if it's a 4-foot snake, you need to be at least, don't be within 2 feet of that snake. Back up. Don't lift things up with your bare hands if you live in an area where the snake lives. If you want to reduce your chances of having rattlesnakes in your yard, don't make it a hangout for rodents. Don't have your bird feeders right up on your house. Back them up. It's okay to have them, but back them up. If you have boards laying around your yard for whatever reason, maybe you're building something, maybe, I don't know, whatever. The cleaner your yard, there aren't places for snakes to hide. There aren't places for their food to hide. So again, go that route if you have to. But don't kill them. That is not okay. So, what? I obviously went too far. I did. So, what is being done to protect the... Oh, no. I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to open up chat. I could have missed your answers or questions. What is being done to save them? We are captive breeding, so we are releasing into the wild. Hey, Sheldon. Sheldon probably knows way more about today's topic than I do. So I'm going to be asking him insights. He didn't know that, but I was hoping he would be here. One thing that's being done is we are protecting their den sites. Because if you don't protect the den sites, the snakes will have to find a new place to den up, and probably don't want that. Protect areas that are critical habitats for these animals. Marie is here. I didn't see her. I don't think she's here, Sheldon. Protecting areas between the dens and summer feeding areas, as well as working on reducing road mortality. So them getting hit by cars, we want to reduce that. With that, I don't have anything else to add. But for the heck of it, right. Um, Snake bites are very dangerous. If YouTube was not YouTube, I would show you the end result of a snake bite. I can't do that. It would be against I honestly, Ross, I would have to look that up. But receiving anti-venom is expensive, and it can cost a lot of money if you get bit. Depending upon the severity of the bite, you could end up seeing thousands of dollars. Now, I don't know the exact cost. I am not trying to do fear mongering. That is not my intention. But yes, you are what Sheldon said. Their venom is designed to kill their prey. Well, so if you get bit by a timber rattlesnake, like I said before, it is a medical emergency. You need to immediately seek a hospital. Immediately. I'm not joking. There are more dangerous snakes in North America, but I'm telling you, accidents happen. This is a big snake. If they reach 7 feet, even at 5 feet, they are dangerous. I'm not telling you to go out every time you see one and kill a snake. Absolutely not saying that. They can cause severe tissue damage, organ failure, and unaliving. Symptoms of the bite can include intense pain, swelling, bleeding, nausea, breathing difficulties, and potentially no, we're not talking Eastern Diamondback, but that is a very large rattlesnake, bigger than the one that we're talking about. Most important thing when you get bit by a snake, stay calm. Because if you are freaking out, your heart's pumping. The more your heart pumps, the faster the venom spreads. The topic is learn to care. Um, yes, already talked about that. That's another reason why I stress knowing the animals that live in your area. You don't want to be in a situation where maybe your dog is with you on a hike and they get bit. Yes, and most you need to check with your insurance. Find out if snake bite is covered. Usually it will be. But check because insurance companies are wacko. Another thing you want to do, we are talking about the timber rattlesnake. Another thing you want to do is if you are wearing tight clothing, remove it. If you're wearing jewelry, remove it. Colt 45, I can't talk about that because I don't know. With a canebrake or a timber rattlesnake, so the good news is it's not going to kill you overnight. That's the good news. The bad news is that in 2 to 3 days, you probably are going to kick the bucket. Timbers and canebrakes are the same snake. A tourniquet definitely will slow down the blood. I recommend if you get bit, don't wait an hour, don't wait a half hour, immediately get to a hospital. Don't waste your time trying to catch the snake. Ross Lynch, you would be surprised. You would be very, very surprised. If it's your dog, get to a emergency vet hospital. They're out there. Get there. They're smaller animals. It's not going to take a day or 2 days for them to suffer. It's not. Yes. Well, I can tell you, Ross Lynch, Isa Zahid, I am not a witch. I don't know where that came from. Explain yourself. The UK does have a venomous snake. Esau, if you put up witch again, you're going to be gone. I am not a witch. I need to write. Um, hold on, guys. That is true. They do that. Um, snakes can. Um, not all snakes. But that does bring up a really, really good point. If you do have snakes, don't put them around your neck. Don't put them up on your neck. Um, because they can constrict. Um, they're probably not going to be able to eat you. But a big python, um yeah. Now we do know nowadays that snakes, big snakes, the constrictors, they do not unalive you by basically making it so you can't breathe. They actually do it by giving you basically a heart attack. They cut off your circulation. So, yeah. I don't know what that was about. Was she here the other day when I put on the costume, I wonder? That explains it. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh well. Still not a witch. Um, yeah, so it is important that you know what snakes live in your area. You need to know, does your hospital carry antivenom? You need to know what's poisonous and what's not poisonous. Don't don't rely on me to tell you that. Yes. Wow. See, I don't, in the United States, that would not happen. I don't think. Yes. And like Sheldon said, teach your kids. Take them to a nature center. Take them to the zoo. Nature centers, nature centers, are probably better if you have a local nature center in your area. Take them. One of the best nature centers that I know of, I went to Reelfoot Lake in Tennessee. I believe it's Tennessee. They have an amazing collection of snakes, live snakes, and you can see the snake. You can see the venomous snakes. You can identify and learn about the snakes that they have on display. I think they had copperhead, timber rattler, coral, yeah. Now, in some places, you have different types of snakes. Later today, we are going to be looking at the black-headed bushmaster, a much bigger snake with much bigger venom glands equals more danger. Kids need to know how to behave around snakes. They need to know that it's not okay to pick up venomous snakes. I'm going to add to that, if you don't speak English, I don't speak Espanol. No habla Espanol. Agreed. And if you don't teach your kids, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to get bit, potentially. It just like I don't speak Ukrainian. Hold on, guys. Whoops. You are welcome to stay if you want to. That is up to you. I will not be translating what I'm saying. I will be live again at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you want to stay in my live, that is fine. You can stay. Hold on, guys. If you speak English, that's great. Is it? I don't think so. I don't think snakes did. Is it Ukrainian or is it Polish? I'm afraid I'm going to say something bad. Thank you, Blooms. Heisenberg? I don't know what that is. It sounds like a city. Thank you, Bloons0515. Pretty sure. No, okay. Um, I don't hear it. It has to be real life because I don't hear it. I'm going to try and find out. Oh, that was hi. I'm here. This is what she said. That's what she said. Yura? Yura? I don't know. I'm terrible with names. Anyway, guys, yeah, I've learned my lesson. No, there's if somebody is typing in their own language, there's no reason to time them out. I think I read where Google can translate over 110 different languages. Carry me through. Do not get rid of her yet. That's why I don't do shutouts. Not yet. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. Explain yourself. Why are you saying which? Over and over and over again in my channel. You're disrupting my channel. I wasn't wearing a witch costume. And just because I was wearing a costume gives you the right to spam my channel when you already got in trouble for that. No, it was me. But you don't think that's rude? I don't get it. I'm sure you didn't, but I'm telling you, when you come in and you spam a channel. Yes, I want to know what you meant. I really do. I'm not going to wear the costume. There's no reason for me to wear the costume. That's not what we're doing today. As much as I love Issa Zahid, I just told you I'm not wearing the costume. Doesn't matter how many times you say it, it's not happening. And if you keep it up, you're going to be gone for 24 hours. When I tell you to stop, it isn't about joking. I believe somebody in this channel, not in my live, I believe somebody in my channel already reported you. I could be mistaken. Here's a hint. When you are told to stop doing something, stop. I'm going to say this. I am going to say this, and I've said it more than once. Coming into my live, when you come into my live, you enter my land. You are no longer in the United States. You're no longer in your country. You are in my country with my rules. It is not a democracy. You don't get to do what you want. Now, if you're sorry, I accept your apology. He's not. Don't worry about giving your age. It's not happening. As long as you're sorry and it doesn't happen again, you're welcome to stay. But I'm telling you, don't test. Issa Zahid. Stop. He's not asking your age. He said he was sorry. Just like you did. So put a sock in it. Yes, they are one of those people, I think. No, you don't have to. But he gave it, and I don't want to hear any more about it. You said you were sorry, right? And I accepted yours, so yeah. Oh, Sheldon, I don't know. I tend to disagree. In this day and age, yeah, that's a kid. And we don't tell ages in here. Please don't post your age in here. I didn't ask your age. Oh my gosh. Are we done? Like, seriously, are we done? Cause I'm not going to I'm not going to argue with you. The next issue, the next interruption, not happening. Asset 87, what do you mean no? Yeah, but we can't let the heat interfere with. We have to uphold our end. Hi, Croesus. But yes, if you I've already said my favorite snake. My favorite snake is the king cobra. Sometimes I wish I could private message. That's fine. I'm fine with people coming in. Issa, I'm done. Find somewhere else to hang out. Um, I'm not. I wasn't even shouting at her. I'm not doing it. If you want to come into my live, behave. When I tell you to stop, stop. It's that simple, guys. To those of you that come into my live, it's that simple. Stop. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to entertain every single person that comes into my live. Issa has been timed out. Carry me through. You timed Issa out already? I should not be talking. If you do not know the difference between a rat snake, a gopher snake, a rattlesnake, and a timber rattlesnake, you need to fix that. Um, it's fine, Sheldon, but we have that don't ask ages thing because we do have kids that come in. And it's just a lot easier to, if I'm expecting people not to ask me my age, I just assume and give everybody the same respect. That's why we don't. One of the reasons. You're fine, carry me through. Um, and Ross Lynch, actor fan, I wouldn't expect you to know what the I wouldn't expect you to know the difference between those snakes. But on the flip side, I would say Asset 87, Absolute Cinema. Yeah, I don't think so. Um, you knowing the difference between a grass snake and perhaps an adder, yes, I definitely would say you probably should know what an adder is. No, I was going to text or message Ross Lynch about his comment. I forgot it's Saturday. That makes sense. I don't know what you mean by absolute cinema. That's all. Um, but you should also know the poisonous plants in your area. You should know the difference between poison hemlock and Queensland lace. You should know the difference between a strawberry and bittersweet nightshade. Oh ho 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 ho. Then I should have definitely put the costume on. Methinks. Um, I have made that mistake myself. Yes. I have walked into stinging nettle myself. Oh, yikes. Yeah, for the life of me, I don't understand that. Or they move up into the mountains and they're amazed that they get visited by mountain lions. People are just brainless when it comes to animals. Acid 87, use words. Yeah, the problem is there is I don't want to call it a trend, I don't want to call it a trend, but rattlesnakes don't always rattle. You're not always going to know that they're there. So, yep, and people still do it. Talk about feeding the alligator. Now, I will say this. Accidents happen. I can sit here and tell you to do this, this, and this, and this in a situation. But what happens if your boat capsizes and you end up in the water with an alligator? Stuff happens. Nature does not follow people rules. It doesn't happen. I can tell you that the books, and when I say the books, I'm talking guides for keeping tarantulas. They will tell you, yeah, here. Well, adders are in England, and they are poisonous. The books, not necessarily that book, but books will tell you that an animal is. I just told it to stop. That is really, really annoying. If you, it really boils down to this. It really, 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 really boils down to a very simple rule. This is a poisonous snake. Not really. It's plastic. It's fake. But if this is the ground, if that's the ground, we're going to back them up. If that's the ground, and this is my dog, guys, my dog is way too close. This is too close. If this snake were to bite my dog, you better get to a vet. I don't have a human, so I'm going to use Bigfoot. If I'm this close to a snake, and I don't know if that snake is poisonous, I'm too close. You want to be about that far away. Did I say? Yeah, I'm sorry. If I'm dealing with a venomous snake, I want to be over here. I want to be away from it. I apologize. I said the wrong thing. I want to be away from it. And I'm going to say something else because Carry Me Through brought it up. I didn't. I did not. These snakes can be found in the suburbs. They're not limited to the boonies. I'm also going to tell you, normally we would tell you, pick a snake up by the head. Don't do that. You should not be picking up any snake. Because I'll tell you what, if you pick up a snake and you pick it up the wrong way, or this snake slides away, you could get bit. This, picking a snake up by the tail, no bueno. Don't do it. Because the snake can swing up and you're tagged. Leave the danger noodles on the ground. Don't pick them up. Don't give them a reason to bite you. Coral snakes, which is what this is. It's a plastic one. It's not going to bite me. They have colors for a reason. Red on yellow, kill a fellow. Yeah, it's there for a reason. These colors are a warning. They're telling you, I'm poisonous, don't touch me. When a rattlesnake rattles, it's telling you, you are too close. You're scaring me. Go away. Listen. If you are walking through the woods on a trail and you see a snake that is coiled up like this one, it's telling you to get away. And if you don't, you're going to get bit. They really probably don't want to bite you. If I'm being honest, all they want to do is live their life. But let me ask you a question. How would you feel if I came up? Well, no, I'm not going to say that. Forget that. But stepping on them hurts. They're going to bite in reaction to that. They are not monsters. They're not looking to make anybody be 6 feet under. They're probably in your yard, if they're in your yard at all, because your yard has something they're after. So you need to look at what's in your yard that's bringing the snakes in. They might just be visiting. If you do have a snake in your yard and you don't want it there might be people that would be willing to remove it. Heck, if you live in my area and you know me personally and you have a snake in your yard, call me up. I'm not licensed, but if I can save a snake's life, it's worth me showing up to remove it. Snakes are cold-blooded. So what that means is, especially in the morning, they're going to be out sunning themselves. I love the fact that I have these guys. And by the way, this is fake. It's not real. Not real at all, but they're great teaching tools. And I love them for that. If you have questions about snakes or venomous snakes in general, ask. I am more than happy to answer your questions. I've talked a lot today. We're almost 2 hours in, but if you have questions, I would rather answer those questions than to and that's good. That's good. Snakes are known to sometimes bite themselves. I've seen it happen. It's unfortunate. I don't know why they do it. I think they get confused. But that's good. It's good that you're not going to pick them up. I, depending upon the snake, probably would. This happens to be a Western Diamondback. I believe is what it's supposed to be. Um, this is a viper. It's a pit viper. This is a elapid. What's the difference? They both can bite. These guys have small fixed fangs. They're actually related to cobras. They're related to taipans. They're related to mambas. A whole mix of snakes. All of them are on a lot of these snakes are on the top list of snakes. Asset 87, please do not spam my channel with emojis. There are snakes, I'm not gonna lie, that are they're gonna be a part of our lives. You need to realize how to behave around them and how not to behave around them. That's the bottom line. Some snakes have really, really good camouflage. Some snakes are deadlier than others. If this snake were as big as this snake, this would be a much scarier snake to me than this snake. Reason for that being, this has more toxic venom. Drop for drop. What makes these guys so dangerous a lot of times is their size. Larger snake, larger venom glands, and more venom being put out. But like I said, drop for drop, this is a much more dangerous snake. Hi, Baron 66. You don't want to get bit by either. These guys are actually, let's see if I can pronounce it, a fossorial snake, meaning that they're going to be underground for part of the year. You may see these snakes after really heavy rains. My suggestion, if you live in Florida or where you can find coral snakes, is make sure you're wearing gloves if you're going to be working in your garden. Gloves can be a matter of life and death, or money. So I have watched Coyote Peterson. I am not a fan of Coyote Peterson. Right now, the topic is venomous snakes. I'm going to stay on for another 14 minutes, and then I'm going to sign off because, guys, I have a story to finish. This snake is found in the southeast of the United States. Yes, for the Boneyard Scribe. I'm his fleshy rider. Yo, is anyone love when a small streamer makes the stream Andrew text doesn't go away? I don't know what that means, Baron66. The point is, almost every area of this country has some type of snake in it. It is up to you to learn, again, I'm going to say this, what snakes are venomous in your area. Not my job to do that for you. That is a you problem, not a me problem. If I say something in chat, does anybody love when a small streamer makes a stream and you say something in the chat and it doesn't go away? If you say something bad in a chat, in my chat, it's gonna go away. I guarantee it. Hi everybody. Thank you, Dean. So if you end up with a snake in your yard and you don't know what it is, this is not a snake book. Take a picture of it, run it through your phone, or get a guidebook. Yes, I know they're pricey. I get that. But at least you know what it is. Probably over 100. I've heard it does. I've heard it does. I don't know if it does or not, but that's what they say. Yes, they do. Salt supposedly does. I don't recommend using a lot of it around plants because it can hurt plants. There is a mammoth and a mastodon up there. I'm not going to get up and grab them because I'm tired. But yep, there's a panda up there. Me too. I'm 10,000 years old. Guys, I have 15% left on my battery. Sorry for the view, you all. Sorry for the view, everybody. I had to put stuff away. I want to remind you guys that if you love snakes and want to know more about snakes, I am doing a live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will be discussing the black-headed bushmaster. Also, there is a second channel if you like spooky stuff. If you want to hear spooky stories, or want to learn some really cool history facts, consider subscribing to my other channel. That's the link. We have 4 more minutes, so if you have questions for me, this is your chance to get them answered, because once I sign off, I'm not coming back till 6. I guess not. Y'all are quiet on me. I don't delete stuff. Sweet. I Baron66, look at the pinned comments. Asset 87. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't give out my age. I'm not asking you your age. I'm not telling you my age. You'll just have to not find out. Because, like I said, I don't give it out. She said, my age is none of your business, is what she said. The same way that your age is none of my business. I usually have it up in the pinned comments. I forgot this time. You laughed at the Comer. I don't know what that is. My favorite singer? Matteo Bocelli. Okay, guys, it is time to say goodbye. Have a great day. I will see you at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Goodbye. Whoops. Goodbye, everybody.